Hi, I'm Jamie and welcome to Glowing Beauty Addiction. Today is going to be another episode of brand Banter, and we are going to be talking about Urban Decay. In this series, I only want to talk about products that I've tried from a specific brand before giving it too much insight on why I like or dislike or am impartial to the brand. I don't think it's fair for me to outright say, oh my gosh, I hate company X, but I've never tried any of their products. That just doesn't seem fair or right to me. So Urban Decay, it was founded, I believe, in 1966. So it has been around for quite a while, and it is currently owned by L'Oreal. So today I did as much Urban Decay as I could on my face. So to start with, let's talk about their Naked Skin Weightless Ultra Definition Liquid Makeup, and I am in shade 3.5. I actually love this foundation. This is more my summertime foundation because it is very light, so if I'm working outside or sweating or anything like that, it doesn't feel heavy. The downfall to this is it is only, I would say, light to medium coverage. You do still see a lot of my red undertone in my complexion with this, but it blends beautifully. It does stay put. I do find, though, it's a little strange because in certain areas, because I will set everything with powder, for some reason in my expressive areas, such as my forehead, it does seem to get more cakey, but yet it doesn't get cakey around this area like a lot of foundations will. So something to be aware of. If I don't bake it, I do find that it disappears quite quickly. So that, pros and cons. I do really like this though. My second Urban Decay product is the Naked Skin Urban Decay Color Correcting Fluid Optical Blurring Illuminating. Now this is in color peach, of course, and you can tell I've used it a fair amount. I'll use this under my eyes. It's not a concealer. Do not use this as a concealer. It is a bit glowy, but it just lightens the under eye area, brightens it. So if you do have those tired or hungover days and concealer is just kind of masking it and not lifting it, if that makes sense, this is a good product. But there is no coverage. Don't buy this thinking that it'll cover anything. It's very liquidy. It will not do that for you. And my Siri kicks on. Okay, so moving right along, my next product from Urban Decay, and I have a few of them here, are their eyeshadow palettes. So I have the Naked Urban Decay Basics. And on the inside, it's the small First Naked palette. It's a neutral palette. It's kind of boring. What I have ended up using this a lot for, though, is I use this shade Faint for my eyebrows. It has worked great to fill in. So as far as a weekend getaway palette, you can create a look with it and it will work for your brows if you happen to be the same tone. I'm still looking for that perfect eyebrow product now that I've changed the color of my hair a bit drastically. So the next palette I have, I'm trying to go in order of what I think they came out. I'm not 100% sure. I have the Urban Decay Nocturnal Shadow Box. And I think this one is very old. It's not focusing. Come on. There we go. Now, it's a nice palette. Problem being that the colors here, well, all the top row, with the exception of Delete and ABC Gum, are all shimmers. All of these, with the exception of Blackout, are shimmers. So to create a full look with this palette can be trying, especially if you have older eyes like myself. You don't want anything shimmery in your crease. It just makes your eyes look more sunken and old, or it may bring more attention to the wrinkles and whatnot to your eyelid. The colors are nice. It's a good enough palette. I'll give you my overall take of the palettes at the end here. So the next palette I have is this Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette. Focus. Now this was a bit of an impulse buy, just because, look at these colors. Oh, and you can see my camera. These colors are phenomenal. They look phenomenal. For example, like this beautiful purple here called Sketch, to swatch it, that's the problem right there with all of their palettes. I'll go into it a little bit. The colors are nice. You can use them. Even wetting your brush, and this goes for all of them, it doesn't bring out the payoff as much as you would like. You have to build, 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 and even then you're not getting, in my opinion, the look I was hoping for. Then I have the Naked 3 palette. There's the colors on this one. As well as the Naked Smoky palette. So there is the same problem I find with both of these palettes. The Naked 3 palette, with the exception of Dark Side and Dark Heart at the end here, all of these shades look the same. Even when you try to build them up, they get so muddy, there's no differentiation. If you blend even a bit, they're muddy, they go together. Today I worked out of the Smoky palette, and you cannot tell that I used High, Dirty Sweet, Radar, Password, Whiskey, Combust, and 13. I used like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 7 or 8 of these colors on my eyes. I used a dry brush, I used a wet brush. Kind of unremarkable. Now the one thing I'll say, which I found quite funny about this though, is this is the brush that came in the Naked 3 palette. And normally I hate brushes that come with palettes, but for some reason this brush is actually fabulous. I like that this end is more firm, almost like a concealer brush. So you could use it as a packing brush, you could wet and use it as an eyeliner. The fluffiness and size of this end makes it great for blending and buffing as well as crease work. So they need to replicate this. This is a good brush. Their eyeliners are something amazing. I have got Zero, which is black, Underground, which is like a brown, Mildew, which is green, this double-ended one of Demolition and Perversion, and Bourbon. These go on smooth. Oh, I totally forgot. Back to the palettes. My overall thought is they're all the same. They get muddy. There's not the payoff you would like, and the wearability. They've got nice enough neutral colors to be able to wear them on a daily basis or flash it up with like the Full Spectrum palette. I get maximum 2-3 hours wear before they are gone. So I am not a fan of their eyeshadows, but these eyeliners I love. If I could get these in every color, they're fabulous. They're not as necessarily smooth as, like, say, the Marc Jacobs gel eyeliner. These are a little firmer, but they do go on nice, they wear nice, and they stay put, which is very important. These work great as well in the waterline. I don't find them straying. You don't end up with the black goobies in the corner of your eye. So I love those. I also have the Urban Decay Subversion Lash Primer, as well as the Perversion Mascara. So this lash primer, what I found, because I have next to no lashes, as you can tell, this is the wand for the primer. Now, tell me, focus, how you are going to define your lashes with this clumpy, come on. Maybe it's not going to show up for me because it's just so yucky and clumpy. It is just a mess. It's yuck. It is a huge thumbs down for me. Now this mascara, I actually love this mascara. It gives you volume, so it'll make you look like you have more lashes, but it does nothing for length. So keep that in mind. I wear this. I've just started recently wearing false lashes. This is great for under the false lashes because it gives me a little bit more volume, so it blends in with the fake lashes a little bit better. But yeah, I like it. I'm not sure I'll repurchase it, but I do like it, so I would recommend. Now, they've got two different, well, I shouldn't say two different. They've got liquid lipsticks and regular lipsticks. So their liquid lipsticks, I have the color Trivial, which is this nice rosy color. Again, same problem as with the eyeshadows. The last wear time is not as good as one would like, and I find they're a very dry formula. I wish my camera, if you hear beeping, it's finally getting nice here. My husband's out doing some yard work, so I apologize. So it's dry. There is a bit of a fleck in it, so it's almost metallic-y in a sense without being full-on metallic. Some of this stuff's hard to describe. So these I don't like. They're too dry. The wear time's not there. They're lipsticks though. I have the shade Amulet, which is what I'm wearing today. I have Ex-Girlfriend, which is a rosy color. And these are their Vice lipsticks, I believe. It just says lipstick, maybe not. And I have 1993, which is again kind of a darker nude. These have great lasting power. That is going to be so annoying. These have great lasting power. Now, I would recommend using, and I have it in color Naked 2, I would recommend using a lip liner under either their liquid or their lipsticks. They do tend to bleed a little, and I think that's because they aren't super dry like a lot of lipsticks are. So having that little bit of a barrier is a great thing. Now I have their Vice Special Effects Lip Toppers, and I have them in Reverb and White Lie. These are fabulous. I put Reverb over today and it darkened it, and only in the right shade or light can you see just enough of a glimmer or reflect without it being in your face trying to be hollow and, I don't know, looking like a My Little Pony. I'm so sorry. So yeah, these I recommend. The last thing I will say about this company, and I find this extremely, extremely cool. So back in 2012, they announced, well, they had always marketed themselves as cruelty-free. So back in 2012, they announced that they were going to expand into China. Now, as most people know, if a brand is going to sell in China, it's almost required that they test on animals. So companies like PETA were going to pull their cruelty-free ranking. They just said no more. If you're going to China, you're not on our list. They actually backed out of expanding into China to keep their Leaping Bunny, what would you call it, registration mark, however. And for a company to do that, I think is pretty amazing. I myself am not necessarily cruelty free, and I commend those that are, and I just think that was very, very cool of them to do. So that wraps up my brand banter on Urban Decay, and I can't wait to spend some time with you again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm getting ever closer to my 100 subscribers to give away that palette. So until next time, love you so much and thank you. Bye.